According to the newspaper, Obi's campaign for the little-known Labour Party has gained momentum partly because of frustration people have endured in the hands of the two main political parties, APC and PDP. Well, British daily newspaper, the Financial Times, has observed the impact of the obedience movement and the chances of Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi ahead of the 2023 presidential election. According to the newspaper, Obi's campaign for the little-known Labour Party has gained momentum partly because of frustration people have endured in the hands of the two main political parties, APC and PDP. The report reads, the 61-year-old former governor emerges as first credible third-party candidate since return to democracy in 1999. Only a few months ago, the contest for Nigeria's presidency in February's election was billed as a straightforward battle between two wealthy septuagenarians veterans who had been on the political scene for more than 3 decades. But former state governor Peter Obi, a comparatively youthful 61, has taken up the race to replace outgoing President Muhammadu Buhari. With its promises of frugality and accountability, he has attracted the support of a youthful, obedient movement tired of a profligate elite. It would be a major upset if a candidate from a small party won, given the strength of Nigeria's established political parties and their deep pockets. But Obi has excited part of a disillusioned electorate, topping 3 recent polls, leading by 8 points in a poll by NOI, a leading local pollster. People like his frugal attitude and his message about cutting the cost of governance, said Idias Hassan, director of the Center for Democracy and Development think tank. But beyond that, young people are using him as a vehicle to channel their frustration with the Nigerian system. He's not running just for himself. If you check online sentiments, you will see he's running on behalf of young people. Hassan said, 2 political parties dominate Nigerian politics and Obi is the first credible third force candidate since the return of democracy in 1999. Obi faces Bola Tinubu, the 70-year-old former governor of Lagos State and candidate for the ruling All Progressives Congress, and Atiku Abubakar of the main opposition People's Democratic Party, a former vice president and Syria presidential hopeful. Bad mouth. Syria presidential hopeful. Obi ran as the vice presidential candidate for the PDP in 2019. His campaign for the little-known Labour Party has gained momentum partly because of frustration with these two familiar and elderly faces at 70 and 75. Tinubu and Atiku are hoping to preside over a nation that has a median age of 18. Tinubu's campaign surrogates have spent much of the early campaign battling away questions about his health. Voting for Peter Obi doesn't mean Nigeria is going to be better immediately. He can fix everything, but with him, there's a headway, said Susan Abis, a driver in the southern city of Benin. Obi's supports among young urban voters is also a reaction to Buhari's second term in office that has brought 33% unemployment, nationwide protests against police brutality, and a ban on Twitter that curtailed speech among a social media savvy generation, said Adewumi Emoruwa, lead strategist at Gatefield, a public affairs consultancy. Young people realized they were not top of the priority list of the old guard politicians and started looking for a new figure to represent them. Young people are backing him because they believe he is the most credible candidate, Emoruwa said. The vocal support for Peter Obi traces its roots to the EndSARS protest of October 2020, when young Nigerians flocked to the streets to denounce a police unit notorious for extortion, brutality, and extrajudicial killings. Obi voiced his support on Twitter and used the movement to call for better governance in Nigeria. The police unit was disbanded and the movement was eventually quelled by the heavy-handed response of Nigeria's military. The CDD's Hassan added that the two main parties parties' choice of candidates had also upset Nigerians' informal zoning agreement in a way that could benefit Obi, a devout Catholic. Why power in Nigeria normally alternates between north and south and Muslim and Christian. The PDP chose Atiku, a northern Muslim, as its candidate to follow Buhari, another Muslim northerner. The running the ruling APC party has a ticket of Tinubu, Muslim southerner, and Kashim Shettima, a northern Muslim, as its running mate. Religious groups have decried the perceived marginalization of Christians. Obi is not just a candidate of the young people, he could eventually be a candidate of the church, said Hassan. For all the enthusiasm surrounding Obi's candidacy, the path to Aso Villa, Nigeria's presidential residence, is littered with obstacles. Okay. No presidential candidate outside the main two parties has garnered more than 7.5% of the votes since 1999. Candidates need to win at least 25% of the votes in at least two-thirds of Nigeria's 36 states plus Abuja, the capital, to be declared the winner. The leading candidates have the advantage of a nationwide party machinery backed by governors and members of parliament that Obi's party, with only one senator and no governor, lacks. Obi has said he is undeterred. The 100 million Nigerians that live in poverty and the 35 million Nigerians who don't know where their next meal will come from will be the party structure. Nigeria's devastating floods, which have destroyed farmland across many states, add to the country's economic problems, he said, at a time when our country contends with rising food insecurity. The ravaging floods will have deleterious consequences on food production, Obi tweeted on Tuesday. The wealthy businessman, with interest in everything from banking to a brewery, has promised to encourage local production and remove Nigeria's costly petrol subsidies, but his critics say he has yet to provide a clear plan for tackling problems such as insecurity, oil sabotage, low revenues, and inflation of more than 20%. Last year, the Pandora Papers investigation, a release of leaked files worth held offshore, revealed he owned businesses entities registered in tax havens and had failed to declare them to Nigeria's asset registry for politicians. He said he did not know he had to declare assets jointly owned with his wife and children and that he had not broken any laws. Critics have said Obi's candidacy could split the opposition votes and hand victory to the ruling party. Obi Kanu, a 25-year-old first-time voter, shares those concerns. The best case scenario is that Obi wins, but my personal goal is to shift the needle in Nigeria. The current powers that be we have to be aware that youth can bring a third relevant party. He added, if Obi doesn't win but gains 10 to 15% of the votes, we can show the older generation that has sucked this country dry that this is just the beginning and the party system is coming to its end. Well, Obi remained the best candidate for the job, to be candid with us. Obi or no one else. Na so UK family with the follow person wey sabi road. Obi all the way. Noise doesn't translate to victory. What impact did Labour Party made at the Osun and Ekiti of election? Okay, that was then. Just wait and see. We are on the ground. Chai, everybody is a member because they need genuine change. Let us move. That is the truth. APC and PDP have frustrated Nigerians. We no need them again. Obedience is the solution. Now so